I used to be really, really shy, hated speaking to people. Seeing everything that you work on come to life as well. Mike, why am I crying so much?
Her card is marked.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the very first 19 podcast. I'm here with the extra special guest, Rachel Wong. The Rachel Wong, marketing mogul.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course, you are a mogul. You've been with us for 5 years at 19?
5 years in November, yeah.
Okay, so do you want to give us a little bit of a brief introduction about your career at 19? Where have you been? What have you been doing? Where you are now?
Oh, yeah. How much time do you have?
Not enough.
So I started at 19 in 2021, right after university, and I kind of didn't know what I wanted to do after. I just wanted any job out of retail, essentially. And then I got in contact with Maggie, our marketing director, and essentially said, you know what, I do have interest in marketing. I don't really know what events are about. The website didn't look as it did now, so I was looking at the website and I was like, just security products. I guess I'll give it a go. And then I came into 2021 in November, and then started off as a marketing executive, and then worked on the safety and security series, which was my first event in April as well. Massive portfolio, and it was literally one of the most it was the most surreal experiences of my life, and I think that's literally what just hooked me on afterwards. And then shortly after that, I worked on multiple different portfolios within 19, emergency services show, International Security Expo, to name a few as well. And to see the company grow so much over the years has literally, I still can't believe where we started in 2021 to how it is now. And then I became a senior marketing exec a year after, and then still worked on the safety and security portfolio as well, building my personal brand here at 19, getting involved in loads of different ambassador programs as well, working with the AEO, winning a couple of awards down the road, and then into marketing manager now, and still working on the safety and security series. So in a nutshell, that was my very long but short journey here at 19.
Yeah, so you've got your finger in many pies, I believe, at 19 and beyond. But like, how did 19, like before you joined, obviously you saw the website and I don't know what your expectations were, or even like getting into like security. Would you imagine that going from retail to security that,
No.
You know, like how did your expectations meet before you joined 19 and then after 19 and then I guess like now 5 years on as a marketing manager, like how does it all compare?
I think because I was one of those students within COVID that was like, okay, I did my degree during COVID and I didn't really know what I wanted to do after. I did business as a degree, and that's the degree that you do when you don't know what you want to do with your life.
Yeah.
So then I was like, I'll do literally anything. I did a module in marketing and really, really enjoyed it. I found that I was like quite creative and liked doing that kind of aspect of stuff as well.
Yeah.
So then when I saw the 19 website, and it looked nothing like it did now.
Confused.
Very confused.
Perplexed.
I saw security products and something about government. And I remember having a call with Maggie about it. And she was like, so do you know what 19 is? And I was like, is it about security
Do you know
products?
Peter Jones?
Do you No. The dragon?
No.
So then I was like, security products? She was like, no, that's not what it's about. And she was like, they were trade show exhibition organizers. And then when you think of trade shows or events and stuff, you think about weddings or like raves. And this was not a rave.
Raves?
Raves and festivals.
Oh, okay.
This was not raves and festivals. But I thought, you know what, I'll give it a go. Started working on social media planning and saw all of like the back end stuff of how people do marketing as well. Working on like PPC campaigns and emails and stuff. And after that, I was literally just hooked. I found it so interesting, and seeing everything that you work on come to life as well. I think that's what makes it really worth it in the end, and that's what really hooks you into events. Because people always say, I fell into events.
Yeah.
And that's what you hear often as well, but it just hooks you right after you see the event for itself.
Sure. So how about going from retail to events? Like where did you work in retail? Like are there any crossover skills that you can take in, or?
Yes, I would say. So I worked at Pandora for 3 years. So I've always stayed somewhere for quite a long amount of time. And I think they're quite different to other retailers. They really like work on your sales skills.
Yeah.
But I think from that, I knew I did not want to work in sales. I wanted to do all of the fun marketing stuff as well. Fun marketing stuff. I didn't want to sell to people, but it did definitely help with my people skills. I used to be really, really shy, hated speaking to people. I found it really hard to like start conversations. Like, me 7 years ago would not be doing this right now.
Yeah.
I would literally be stuttering. I would literally be sweating as well. I wouldn't even be in this room.
I mean, I'm sweating, but
Cold sweating.
cold sweating. I'm in the presence of greatness, so I'm sweating.
Me too. So those, I would say those are my transferable skills. They really pushed you to like, not just sell to people, but to kind of like get their story behind it as well. Like, it seems like quite a small thing when you work in retail. You don't really like think of like the bigger picture, but here you do. And it kind of helps with kind of like that working with clients or working with partners as well, building those relationships as well. Because essentially it's a partnership at the end of the day when you work in events as well.
Okay, so you've been with 19 for 5 years, and you've obviously moved up the ranks, and now you're a marketing. What keeps you inspired? What makes you think? Because after working on campaign after campaign, exactly, campaign after campaign, I guess once you've gotten used to like the cycle of a show, you don't want to get into like the rigmarole of being like, oh God, it's the same old same old exhibitors or whatever. Like, what keeps you inspired? What keeps your ideas fresh? What gives you that vim to keep going? I guess vim.
I think it's like it kind of starts from the end. So when you go to the event, you kind of see everything for what it is. Because when you look at it on a piece of paper, or when you look at it from a campaign point of view, you don't really get to see the bigger picture.
Yeah.
But when you're there at the event, you can see how people interact. You can see what people think and, their feedback from it as well. And that's kind of like you start from the end. You think about, oh my gosh, a fun feature could be added there. People give you the ideas as well that you can like collaborate together. Because a lot of the ideas when it comes to events, as I said, I did not know anything about security. I did not know anything about fire safety or anything like that. So I was literally working from like a blank piece of paper. So then I would get these ideas and collaborate with people and find out what they're looking for as well. And that's what kind of drove me to be able to like create things at events as well, create those ambassador programs and stuff like that.
Great. Special guest, apparently. a cameo appearance from Holly.
We do have an audience with us.
We do have an audience. Yeah, great. But what's the funniest feature you've ever seen at a show?
Funniest?
Funnest.
Funnest feature? Oh.
Or something that you thought, oh, this is really like unique, or this is really, you wouldn't expect to see this at a show.
Oh, what would I think what we talk about 19 is like festivalization, isn't it?
Yeah.
So definitely loads of like the buskers. We see like grannies on scooters. I don't even see that on the streets. So to actually see it in events is also quite.
I remember before I joined 19, and I was like coming to the event, and I saw like a Gordon Ramsay lookalike looking very lost in the NEC.
Yeah, and cheering.
I remember being like, I think that's
80s.
Gordon Ramsay. We're being like, what? Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, and seeing like Ed Sheeran walking around with Lego houses.
Yeah, Transformers.
Yeah, Transformers as well. Grannies on scooters. Men on stilts.
Lots, everything.
Everything. It was kind of the wacky stuff you expect.
Yeah, love that. And then what about, is there anyone that inspires you?
Pickle. I would say it's quite embarrassing because she's in the room in our audience right now. But I would say Maggie, our event director, really inspires me. So she's the person that brought me to. She's the one that introduced me to this world as well, and seeing such an powerful woman as well at a director level, kind of like leading the charge of the marketing team, has always been really inspiring to see. And like for her to take lead, because when I did start, she was taking lead on the safety and security series. It was a tough one as well, because it was like the first massive show for 19 after COVID, and it was a rough one as well. But seeing her to literally lead the team unfazed as well has always been inspiring. Yeah,
nothing phases Maggie. Okay, tell me something. What's next for you then? So like, you're now marketing manager. What is your next? What's your next big goal?
Oh.
She's in the room.
She's in the room. There's whispers amongst our audience.
Her card is marked.
Yeah. What's next for me?
Yeah.
I think definitely just I think I really love inspiring kind of like the next generation of event marketers as well. So I am part of like the AEO Futures board as well. And I really love like taking people under my wing and kind of like leading them through that experience to like love events as well. Because loads of people don't know about it. So I think that I want that to be part of my legacy here as well, to be able to like introduce people to the industry and make them fall in love with it as well. I think it's one of my big things.
So going into that, you're obviously Madam Vice President of
co-chair, darling, co-chair
of the AEO. Like, so is it the Future Learn?
Yeah, the Futures Board.
Futures Board.
Yes.
So I guess like, why would you implore people to get into events? Like, what is it that about events that you love so much, and why is it that you're advocating for a career in events if someone was a fresh graduate or something?
I think it's because it's a career that not many people know about as well, because I feel like a lot of people get stuck in specific mindsets of like, what they want to do, but they're not open to what else is out there. And I feel like what makes events so great is that you can see the result at the end of it, because there's not many roles out there. I don't know anyway, it's my first job, but there's not many roles out there where you can actually see the result in quite a short time scale or time cycle, where you can see your work and you can walk around the halls, you can hear people's opinions and stuff. Because the way I like to compare events is very much to like giving birth or a roller coaster or a roller coaster.
Breathe.
Breathe. It's like giving birth or a roller coaster. So roller coaster is like you're very nervous when you're like queuing for the event. You are anticipating the worst. You go on it, ups, downs, you get scared, but at the end of it, you're like, oh, that was actually quite fun. I'll go again. I'll do it again.
Mamma mia, I'll do that again.
Yeah.
I'm glad you went with like the roller coaster metaphor rather than like the giving birth explanation.
I have to think about the viewers out there.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess a lot of the time people say there's like a buzz in the air when you go to an event, and when I guess there's a lot of like people or graduates that are studying marketing at university, and they'll probably think, oh, I want to go for like the Apples or like the Nikes, but very rarely in those sort of positions do you ever see like the consumer and everything that you've worked hard for in one room on one day or 3 days, 2 days, whatever it is, with the size of the event and stuff. So it is a unique career.
Yeah, really unique career. And I don't think there's any other career like it where it's that intense for a couple of days, where you network your ass off as well. So PG.
Bleep that.
Bleep that.
If you could go back 5 years ago, would you do it all over again?
Yeah, I would. I would do it all over again. I wouldn't change a thing about it, actually. All the tears and happiness, I'll do it all again.
So careers highlight so far?
Oh, careers highlight. Ooh, I'll give you my most memorable, actually, because it's to do with my careers highlight, and my most memorable as well. Will always be my first event. Will be my highlight, because it was the toughest one, I think. Even now, it was the toughest one, because again, it was like the first one out of COVID as well, and I'll never forget that experience of like working up to this like deadline, because I never knew what I was actually working towards, and to see it all happen on site. At least you cried my eyes out. In the post show. So at the end of the event, we have like a post show kind of like meeting where we kind of like talk about the results, the numbers and stuff like that. And I remember just looking at Maggie to my right, her eyes are like watering, and I was like, oh my god, what's happening? And then
was it that bad?
Was it that bad? And then I was like, and then after that, my eyes started streaming as well, and I was like, why am I crying so much? And then I have Alison Jackson, our now CEO.
She crying?
No, she wasn't crying. She was holding me.
Oh, wow.
She was holding me, saying, "Oh no, why are you crying? It's fine." And then I have Tristan Norman just like looking side to side, like, "Oh my dude, what do I do with these emotions? What do I do with all these emotions?" So that's
where's Pickle?
Where's Pickle? So that's why I say it was. So that's why I say it was probably my career highlights, because
crying with Alison Jackson.
Crying with Alison Jackson, Tristan Norman not knowing what to do with their emotions, because it was like such an I didn't think I was going to get that emotional as well, but it was like the relief, the happiness of it all going well as well, and also kind of like the team bonding that you experienced it all together as well, and like find it being over and like doing it all over again. It's like that sense of like pride as well. It's definitely pride is a big one, where you feel so proud of your achievement as well, and what you did together as a team is a big one.
Yeah. And I guess it's similar to that sort of like roller coaster analogy that you went through before. You like do it, you were scared, and then you do it, and then you're like, wow, I want to go again.
Yeah, I want to go again. Yeah.